All right. So what are you feeling like as far as
What were we saying we were getting to? I was getting to
what?
80 or 80 on the
Yeah,
chart
around
before it
85,
blows
you
out.
said?
Yeah, 80,
Yeah.
85.
Is where it falls down.
And trying to really stay with the technique.
Okay.
I go, okay, there it goes. And
Let's start. Put it up on 60. Let's see what it feels like. What are the difference in your balance though? You feel like you're more balanced in terms of?
yeah.
Yeah.
Even it sounds balanced.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be, you know.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, looks good. Yeah. 8, 9, 80, and good. Let's alternate it. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Nice job. That was good. How does it feel? You feel like you're starting
That's
to...
I can feel it all.
Okay,
you
you're
know.
starting. But just from doing it a little bit, you see how I could feel a huge difference in how it feels just from even a couple of tempos.
Right.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Without even going through the chart. You go through the entire chart and you feel like you're just on fire.
Right.
So I love doing it before
You
the
can just
day.
throw your hands down. You're like.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't even do anything. So right, you know, right before a gig or whatever, you sit there and.
Oops.
Yeah, looks good. Do anything. So right, you know, right before a gig or whatever, you sit there and you
Oops.
yeah, looks good. Do anything. So right, you know, right before a gig or whatever, you sit there and you
Oops.
yeah, looks good. Do anything. So right, you know, right before a gig or whatever, you sit there and you
I feel like I'm working out.
like you're working
Yeah.
out, right? Okay. So that's not. But you could see it. I mean, I don't know if you could see it in the camera, but when you're working that, you see all these muscles in your arms,
Yeah.
like all pulling.
Yeah.
And on this side, I could see it too, but it doesn't look tense. Tension would be like if you tense this, you could
Yeah.
pop this muscle out.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
how I'm tensing that out?
Yeah.
Where it's doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be
Yeah.
seeing that. You should be staying relaxed, but these muscles should just be pulling.
Right.
And you should feel all
Right.
this pulling stuff.
Yes.
Okay. What you're doing is you're out here in your fingers, but
Yeah.
you are using your wrist. You're definitely pushing it in here.
Yeah.
Okay, now what you can do to isolate that, and that's not wrong to do, that's just a wrist gear. But now we're starting to get fast. So when you
Right.
start getting fast and you push it in a wrist gear,
Right.
it's like the car running, 50 miles an hour in third gear.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
transmission's going to start working like crazy.
Sure.
You could do it, but your car's like, "Argh!" it's like going
Right.
crazy. So that's when you really got to start trying to isolate the fingers. So when I do it at around this point, see how I do this, and the wrist isn't really moving at all?
Yes.
It's just really the fingers pulling at that
Yeah.
point?
Now your wrist's not moving at all.
Right, it's not really
My
moving
wrist
at
is
all.
moving
Now that's in the finger gear. Now that's good. That's right. That's it. So you can even try to find that a little bit more in the 80, 85 range.
Okay.
That's kind of the switch. That's kind
Okay.
of where it happens. And not to say you can't use both, but you start getting a little more fingers involved, and you're taking the stress off your shoulders. Okay. So that's one way, right? That you're gonna make it like a little bit more relaxed. Unless, of course, you're working out the wrist.
Right.
In which case,
You're trying
you're
to.
just sitting here. Now, the way to really isolate that is try to keep the stick against your palm like this.
Okay.
See that? Not
Yes.
tight. You don't want to squeeze it tight.
Right.
You just don't
I
want
got this from your instruction.
Right.
That was very,
Yeah,
very
You
good.
don't want to put a space.
Right.
So you saw that in the
Yes.
instruction video? Yeah. So in there, it says you don't want it, and doing that. See that?
Yeah.
Now that's like super physical.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a super, but you can get that to like really, to really go.
Right,
Just in
but
your
that's
wrist.
first gear.
That
Period.
first gear.
That's it.
Okay,
You
but
know?
what's good about that is that's great on the tom. That's great on cymbals
Yeah, yeah.
that are giving.
Sure.
Because as you're playing like this on a cymbal, the cymbal starts giving and your fingers lose balance.
Right, so you have to.
The wrists kind of give you a little bit more musculature, so you get a little bit more balance. So if you're doing a fast cymbal swell, it's
Right.
great to get the wrists in there because
Yeah.
you get the cymbal to swell out without
Yeah.
without losing control of the cymbal. Yeah, but you just
Yeah.
don't want to be tense when you're doing it. So it's all about developing the muscles, so there's no tension there. And it's conditioning. Like
Okay.
everything else, we just got to sit there.
All right, so as long as I'm not hurting
It
myself.
doesn't look like you're hurting yourself. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like you're just working out, and you're doing it more in that wrist gear, which is making you push. I actually feel like in your left hand you're using more of your fingers, which is a little bit more of a cheat, which is
Right.
good.
Right.
But see how you can't go that fast in your left hand.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
You can't push it in there. You automatically switch to the fingers.
Right.
Your right
Yeah.
hand's stronger, so
Right.
you can do it in the wrist
Yeah.
position. And that's why you're working harder.
Okay.
Okay? I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think your right hand is it's proof that your right hand's stronger. Because
Right.
you're doing it faster in the weaker position.
Okay. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where the left hand, you're kind of
I
doing
gotta
it
go
more the
switch right
natural
away,
way.
yeah.
Now, if you want to work the left hand out in the wrist position, you're going to find that to be like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
Then you're going to feel it up here.
Right.
Then you're going to start feeling all
Right.
that. And, you know, I'd say the first time you start going through the first 6-week cycle, I'd try to just do it however it feels natural.
However it works,
Right.
just go with it.
And then
I
the next
overthink
time you
shit
go,
all the
the
time.
next time you go through it, then say, you know what? I'm just going to do it in my fingers. I'm just going to do it in here. You know? Then the next time do it, say I'm just going to do it in my wrists. The next 6-week cycle. And then kind of
Okay.
rotate. You know what I mean? Change it around.
Sure.
All right. I think you're doing it right, though. Sounds good. Well, let's move on. Let's go up, bring it up to 90.
Oh, man. You just did this on purpose now.
Yeah, well, let's blow past it. Let's see how far we get. Okay, left hand. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 788, 9, there goes hand. Next hand. 9, 98. Good. Give yourself a little bit of a blood flow. Not bad. Yeah, loosen up that arm a little bit. Okay, let's try to alternate it.
Can't relax anymore. It's gone.
Okay, good. All right. So on the round 60. So all individually you have it, but when you put the hands together, isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah,
When you put
why?
the hands together. One thing is because I think your body's just exuding more energy.
Yeah,
because
right.
both hands are working at the same time. Even though each hand can do it individually,
Sure.
your body is dedicated to one side.
Right.
Now you're splitting it up to both sides, so it's harder to do it when you're alternating.
Okay.
Okay, even though it's the same, technically the same speed with each hand.
Right.
Okay? It's also maintaining the balance and coordination.
Sure.
Adds another layer of muscles.
Okay.
You know, so let's try this at 100 now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how we do with the left hand. 1, 2, ready, here we go. 1.
There it goes.
Okay, so around 50. Good. That was very good. Isn't it funny how the
You can
muscles
feel
just
it go
fail?
south.
Yeah, it just
Goodbye.
fails. Right
You know what?
right
Because
there.
you have technique, but the more you start to use muscle,
Right.
the more your technique's going
Exactly.
south.
And
your
once it
muscle-
starts going, it goes real fast. Well, I may just grip my hand and squeeze it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a strong grip. There you go. Now relax. Leave it there. Now squeeze it.
Yeah, you can't.
You
Nothing
can't.
to do.
Exactly, because I
Right.
put that wrist into that.
Yeah,
into that
so once
position.
you do this, it all
You're
plays.
stretched out. So
Right.
once you, same thing, if you stretch this way or that way or in a weird position,
Right.
you lose all your strength.
But here you can.
Yeah, you want to keep yourself in that very straight, relaxed, natural spot. Okay, let's try the alternate. 1, 2, ready, here we go. 1. Okay, good. That's it. And that's the spot. Not bad though. And that's where you write down. So you write down like right around 23, 24.
Right, in 100.
At 100, right.
Okay.
And you keep on going down until you're heading 1, 2.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And hopefully at 120, if you could even do like
Right.
10 of them. I mean, that's,
Yeah,
that's
that makes sense.
fantastic.
What's that like?
It's very, very fast. Yeah, that's
Goes
about
south
8.
right away.
Yeah, that's about 8 of them. But again, you're coming from
Yes,
really
what's on
tightened up. Yeah. But you got to figure when you're playing in a band, you want to be loose, and you're only having to do, if you're here, this is a very common rock
Right,
tempo,
right.
So if you want to do singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, that's
Right.
all you're really
Right.
having to ever push, unless you're doing like a Buddy Rich drum solo, where
Right.
you're holding those singles forever.
Right, right.
But Buddy was, a freak, so that's,